Today we're going to be talking about this, the EDU650 frame kit from Hexsoon. Now in the past on the channel I have taken a look at some of their other frames, the EDU450, the version 1 and the version 2, and today we're going to take a bit of a closer look at this larger version. Now this is a large quad up to 650mm wheelbase which supports up to 6S and is ideal for both educational and development platforms. And what we're going to do in today's video is take a closer look at what you get in the kit, build it, and then at the end take it for a flight and share with you some thoughts. Okay, so what we've got here is the new Hexsoon EDU650 quadcopter frame kit. If you're someone who has watched the channel regularly, you've probably seen my videos on the 450 version that they also make. That is this one here, which again is very similar to the 650. It's just the 450 wheelbase, and this is the larger 650 variant. Now, just like the original kit, this one comes with everything you need to get up and running. We have our frame parts, but it also includes motors, ESCs, and props. And as this is the latest version, it also has their power distribution board and LEDs included as well. Now, as this is a 650 model, it comes with much larger hardware overall. We have much bigger motors, allowing for a larger payload, and we'll take a look at what the spec of that all is as we move through what's included in the kit. Now, spec-wise, this frame is designed to be used up to 6S battery voltage between 8,000 mAh and 12,000 mAh, and it has a maximum payload of between 1 and 2 kilos, recommended to be no more than 1 kilo. It allows for a flight time of roughly 37 minutes without payload when used on a 6S 8,000 mAh battery, and we'll take a look a bit more at that lot later on in the video. Now, if I lift the lid on the box, you'll find inside all of the information of what they include. So we have this little leaflet, which gives us the information on the PDB. The PDB supports up to 40 amp max and has a built-in BEC with 5 and 12 volt capability, as we've seen here. And we'll take a look at that a little bit more later on. And then on the back of the leaflet is the instructions for the frame itself. Now, if we just hop through the box and just take a quick look at what's included, we have our top and our bottom frame parts. You can see much larger than we had on the 450. We have our legs, very similar to what we had on the previous model. In fact, they actually look identical, and they also have that removable leg piece in there as well. We have our arms. These teardrop design still, but much larger overall than on the 450 model. In these white bags, we have our motors. These are much bigger than we had with the previous system. These are the HS4012s, which are 370 kV motors, branded by Hexsoon. And these come pre-wired with wires nice and long, and connections, bullet connections on board already to connect to our ESC, and there's 4 of them included as standard. We then have the rest of the frame parts and additional accessories here. So we have the rest of the frame bits. We have our 4 ESCs. These are rated up to 40 amp each as well. So again, ideal for the size of frame that we're using here today. You can see them in there. There's no brand on these ESCs. They're made by Hexsoon, as are the motors, but they do look very similar to motors by a very known, well-known company whose name starts with a T. If I just empty that, you'll also find in here some additional accessories. So what we have is our power connections. There's both XT60 and actually what looks to be an XT90 in there as well. They do. We have the other bits for the frame. We have our nut and bolt selection, which is down here. We have our cable kit and LEDs for the arms. If you haven't seen these, I will put in a section of this video like I showed last time talking about this, and I actually go over these LEDs and this PDB in that video, and if you're interested in seeing that, again, I will link it below. We've got that power distribution board, again, exactly the same on the previous model. And then we've got some additional plates, which I've got here, which are like our battery straps. These feel plastic. They're not carbon. Perhaps battery straps, not sure. And then we've got the carbon tech props that they include with the kit too. Now, just jumping in a little bit closer on the ESC and motor, you can see here the ESC states 2 to 6S and there's no back on board, and there are 4 of these included in the kit. They come shrink wrapped already, they have the bullet connections already on, and then we have our input connector here, and then our solderable power cable which goes to the PDB. As for the motor, as I've said, again, they support up to 6S voltage. As I mentioned, they do look very similar to motors by the T company. Again, model is HS4012s with a 370 kV. You can see in there, the windings look decent, nice and thick copper on them there, and everything underneath looks absolutely spot on too. Nice bearing clip, and really no complaints with the quality of the motors they're including in this kit at all. Okay, so I've soldered all the electronics together, and I'm going to walk you through what you actually get in the kit because it's a bit easier for me to show it to you this way. We have 4 ESCs that are attached to our main power distribution board in the middle. We then have our XT60 input coming down to the main center input, and then the power for the ESCs located here, 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 and here. That is then providing the power for the ESCs in normal use, and there are some additional pads on either side at the front here for additional accessories if we want them. Then on the side we have our BEC outputs. We have our 5V and our 12V, and I've pre-soldered different color wires to this. We then also have this little harness cable that has 2 standard servo connections that connects to our Autopilot for controlling the LEDs. The LEDs for the system plug into the ports you can see along the top here, 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 and here, and that is used to control the different color LEDs that you have on each arm, and we'll take a closer look at that a little bit more later on in the video. Here we have a dedicated 12V output, and on the other side we have our BEC output for our flight controller, which is 5V. This is pinned out to be used with the likes of the Cube Autopilot, and this will act as the full BEC, providing power for the Autopilot without the need for another external module. Now, if we flip this over, you'll see on the back it shows us the main specification. It supports an output of 5V 3 amps or 12V up to 2 amps, such as the outputs on the top right corner or the 5 and 12V outputs that I just showed. Now, in today's video, I'm not going to give you a complete assembly guide of this frame. It is virtually identical to assemble to the EDU650, which I have already done a review and a build guide on, and if you're interested in seeing that, I will put a link to that video in the description. The process is basically identical with regards to how the arms mount, how the motors mount, and if you follow that, it's exactly the same for this. Now, I've got to the stage in my build where we have the power board mounted at the bottom. We have some isolators on that, separating it from the carbon fiber plate at the bottom down there. I'm using bolts through it, and it is earthed at each side, but I have put some rubber isolators in place as well, just to ensure that there isn't the possibility of anything shorting to the main plate. We then have my ESCs all cable tied up and connected, and then the wires for the LEDs mounted onto the boards as well. I've then popped my XT30 cable through the bottom of the frame, and then we've got everything else ready to come to the top. So we've now got our motor inputs and our additional wiring and our LED cables here ready to go through the top frame section. Now, the only real difference on this build compared to the EDU650, for instance, is these additional bits here. Earlier in the video, I thought they might be battery straps, but what they actually are side panels for the carbon fiber frame that go around each side. So we've got one here, 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 and here, and they sandwich between the top plate and the bottom plate, just keeping everything nicely inside. Now, I have everything in here that I want to put in here, so the next stage for me is to button this all up and then start looking at mounting the Autopilot on the top. Okay, so I'm now at the point here where we have the main frame together, and it's now ready to put the electronics on the top. We have here our inputs for our 4 ESCs, and then over here we have our 2 wires for our LEDs, which are now mounted on each of the arms, and then we've got my custom voltage regulator wires here as well. Now, you can see through there that everything is all cable tied up. The next stage is to simply get a cube mounted on the top, do the final configuration, and then we'll be ready to get the frame in the air. So as you can see, the build is now finished. In the middle, we have our Autopilot. This is a Cube Orange Plus, which is going to be running the Ardupilot flight software. This flight controller does support both Ardupilot and PX4, but I'm going to be using it with Ardupilot while coupled to a Here 3 GPS from CubePilot as well. We also have our built-in telemetry radios that's going to allow us to communicate with our ground stations, such as Mission Planner, built in on the side of the aircraft too. On the end of each arm, we have our Hexsoon 370 kV motors, which support up to 6S. That's going to give us plenty of power and allow us to carry that payload that this frame can carry. On each arm, we then have those addressable LEDs from Hexsoon that allow us to connect them to our flight controller and control the colors that they are showing. We can run a Lua script that allows us to not only set the navigation lights, but also strobe effect too. We also have the additional LEDs available on our Here 3 GPS that we can control as well. And overall, as you can see, this frame coupled with the Cube Autopilot and Here GPS does make a very nice package. Next, it's time to get this in the air, so let's head over to the field. Now, I finally had a dry day to get the aircraft out. The first order of business was to make sure everything was functioning correctly. Now, as you've seen the build already, I double checked everything was connected. We had our telemetry radios working, everything was connected to Mission Planner via our radios, and it was all working as expected. Now, prop-wise, this frame kit actually comes with 4 carbon composite folding props. These are T-motor props, and the nice thing about them is that they do fold in out of the way of the arms, and they should offer some really decent performance in flight as well. For this first flight, I'm going to be using a 6 amp 6S battery. This should give me roughly 20-25 minutes of flight time. So after a quick compass calibration, it was time for the first takeoff. Now, initially, all of the PADs were set as default in Ardupilot, so I wanted just to do some shakedown moves to make sure everything performed as expected. The aircraft moved and behaved as expected. I actually did have a bit of an error here that I had one stick reversed on the remote, but I continued with that until I was able to land and adjusted it. Overall though, its initial flight went well, and the next task was to start the process of performing the tuning. For this, I was going to be using the auto-tune process in Ardupilot, allowing that to find its way through, and then at the end, set the PID values that should get the aircraft to roughly where it needs to be. Now, I did about 5 or 6 flights on this initial flight pack. I got around 20 to 25 minutes of flight time on that 6 amp 6S battery. Obviously, this frame is capable of holding much larger batteries as well. In fact, it would hold 2 of these no problem at all. So you really could build an aircraft here with quite substantial flight time indeed, obviously depending on your payload. Okay, so it's time for me to share with you some thoughts on the EDU650 frame kit. Now, I think this is a nice quad. There are some quirks in the build that I will cover a little bit in a minute, but overall, I think it makes a very nice development platform. It's bigger than some of the other ones we've looked at in the past, but that also gives you a lot of additional options as well, including additional flight time and payload capacity. Now, it pairs up very nicely with the Cube Autopilot and the Here 3 GPS. Obviously, they're all by the same manufacturer, which means you are getting a kit which is designed to work with those parts, but you could just as easily use it with other manufacturers' controllers as well. But personally, I tend to always use the Cube on builds like this. Now, the process for building is fairly straightforward, and as I've mentioned already, it's very similar to the actual smaller frame, which is the EDU650. It is, though, a little bit quirky in the sense of you need to make sure that you get everything inside before you button it up. You do have to remove that top plate if you do want to get inside, so you want to make sure that everything is wired, all your accessories are connected before you put it together. Otherwise, you're going to have to separate the plates again, and that does mean all of the arms come loose. It would be nice to have a bit more of, say, an access panel on this somewhere, but it is difficult to do on a frame like this. Overall, it's got plenty of space, it flies decent, and if you're looking to get yourself a larger 650 style development platform that does support up to 6S, it's definitely worth a look. Now, before I finish this video up, I just want to say a massive thank you to Hexsoon for sending this one over, but also a massive thank you to Ben over at 3DXR. You can actually get this frame from Ben at 3DXR in the UK. He's a dealer that has supported the channel massively over the years, and not only has he supported us with things like this, he's supported us with many other things as well, including the HereLink, the Cube Autopilot, and it's Ben who actually sent me this Cube Orange Plus here that I used on this build. So if you're interested in getting yourself this frame or anything else related to the Cube or anything else for building yourself a copter or plane, please do consider checking them out. Anyway, that's it from me on this one. I hope you found it interesting. If you've got any questions, please do put them in the chat. I will try and answer them. If you'd like to support the channel, please also consider checking out the links to Patreon as well as Buy Me a Coffee as well. I want to say a massive thank you to all of my patrons for all of the support they have given. Anyway, that's it from me. Stay safe. I'll speak to you soon.